welcome everybody to Gross Catholic High School as we get set for tip-off between the Gross Catholic Cougars and the Mount Michael Benedictine Knights. Thank you all for tuning in. Joey Kirkland alongside me, Austin Omer. And Austin, both of these teams coming off wins. The Cougars 7-8 on the season, but coming off a tight win. You were calling that game. Tell us a little about it.
Yeah, it was an exciting game the other night, and Gross really showed up for that game. Ron Colley coming into that one 10-5 on the year, and they had to play their best defense. They had a great showing in that. Caused a lot of havoc with their full court press, and even in their half court defense, we saw that. And same kind of story tonight, 10-6 Mount Michael coming into this one. They're going to need that kind of defensive performance tonight. But my key factors for this game, Joey, are shooting the three like they did the other night in that game. Gross was 44% from three-point land. They got to shoot like that again tonight. Ty Hellig was really doing it in the game the other night. And then also ball movement. They had 15 assists in that game. They need that kind of ball movement in this game as well if they want to get the victory tonight against Mount Michael.
Absolutely, and the 10-6 Knights, they're coming off a win as well. But these two teams faced earlier in the year, January 17th, tournament play, and it was the Cougars taking the 76-69 victory. It was a close one, tied going into the fourth, but the Cougars ultimately emerged victorious. But the player we're going to be watching for the Knights, number 0, Harrison Long, the junior, averaging 23 points a game, leads the team in scoring and rebounds. And in their first matchup, he had 26 points. However, struggled to shoot from the perimeter, was 2 for 12. Overall shot 9 for 21. And the big question for him, it seems clear that the offensive production is going to be there. It comes down to that perimeter shooting. His last 3 games, he has shot 3 for 10, 1 for 7, and 2 for 12 from 3. He really likes to take the shot, but in recent games hasn't been able to knock it down. But if he heats up, could be big trouble for the Cougars.
Yeah, and he had 26 games the last time these two teams met, Joey. 26 points in that game, 2 for 12 from three-point line, though. So that kind of tells you the capabilities of this perimeter defense from the Cougars, but they're going to need to do that tonight. They did it well against Ron Colley just on Friday. Somewhat of a quick turnaround for high school basketball, so we'll see how they come out. I expect them to come out raring, though. Coach O'Donnell, he's always got them prepared. They're going to go quick, and they're going to press you on the defensive end, and I expect to see that again tonight.
And you would imagine the focus for O'Donnell and the Cougars is limiting Long. But there are a few other players on the Knights that can do some damage. Number 55, Kyle Oldhoft, coming off a game with 9 points, 7 rebounds. And then number 2, Kume Duop, is having a great season. He is first on the team in assists and steals, averaging over 2 steals a game while getting almost 8 points and 4 rebounds a game. So 2 talented teams. And this Knights squad, head coach Derek Spooner, in their last game on the sideline, tore his meniscus. He is still here coaching. Not only is he coaching here without crutches, on his own power, just a little bit of limp. Crazy to see him here.
Yeah, pretty amazing. You'd think he probably is going to need surgery down the line, but he's here, he's standing, so we'll see.
Absolutely. We're going to take a quick break for the pregame prayer and national anthem. Stay with us.
Please remain standing at the conclusion of the prayer for the playing of our national anthem, performed this evening by the Cougar Band. Gross is a Catholic high school in the Marianist tradition, and we begin all activities asking for God's blessing. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. God in heaven, we come before you tonight, and we give you thanks for your many blessings. May the actions of all here this evening, players and fans, always reflect your love for all people. Please keep all of the athletes free from injury. May they be strengthened in mind, body, and soul to do their best each day. Together we pray the Marianist doxology. May the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit be glorified in all places through the Immaculate Virgin Mary. Amen. the starters for tonight's game, starting with our visitors. From Elkhorn, Mount Michael, starting for the Knights, number 0, junior, Harrison Long. Number 2, junior, Kume Duak. Number 3, senior, Will Brewster. Number 24, freshman, Lennox Haynes. And number 55.
And back from the break as we get the player introduction started. And for the Knights, we said they're coming off a victory as well. It was a 57-52 win over South Sioux City, snapping a 3-game losing streak, so that was a well-needed victory for them. Harrison Long really led the pack for him. He had 26 points and 3 steals. However, efficiency, again, a struggle for him. Just 38% from the field, but Kyle Oldhoff, like I said, 9.7 rebounds, and then Duop, 8.6 rebounds and 2 steals. So really a good bounce-back victory for them after the drought they've suffered as a team. And they're ready to go for tonight. They're playing against a team that they lost to earlier in the year, a rivalry game, so a lot of motivation for them, as you would assume.
Yeah, and coming into this one, Joey, Mount Michael has a little less of about a week turnaround compared to Gross playing Friday night. So we'll see how the legs are out there. They're young. I expect them, to be ready to go in this one, but always a big game when these two get together. And I'm excited to see how this plays out.
Absolutely. Set for tip-off here. It's Harrison Long and Malal Kong getting ready for the tip. We are underway. The Cougars take it, and Colby Duncan will start with it. Zone defense here for the Knights. On the right wing, Duncan passes out of the trap. Kong goes right back to him. Now Kong in the right corner. Aggressive defensive approach here for the Knights. Gonna take some time early on for the adjustments to be made. Quick three-pointer knocked down by Malal Kong. Guy that's done a little bit of everything for this team, been a huge source of energy throughout the season.
Yeah, and you like to see that, him hitting the 3. That could be key, because once he starts hitting that, he's dangerous from all over the floor, Joey.
Duop trying to drive inside. He's going to kick it back. Number 3, Will Brewster up top. Now back to Duop. Driving with his left. Pick-up shot, no good. That ball out of bounds off Kyle Oldhoff, and it'll be Cougars basketball. Duop trying to go off the glass on the first bucket, no good. And it'll be Duncan leading the Cougar offense. Walking it up. Now over to Jackson Drake. Palladino goes to Duncan, trying to work their way inside, but he'll pull it back. Kong's gonna take another one. This one left short, but an offensive rebound here for Palladino. Gets it out to Jackson Drake. Weiss kick out, quick ball moving here. Kong going down low, Ryan Weiss, spin around shot, no good, out of bounds, and this one's gonna stick with the Cougars.
Yeah, a chance for the Cougar offense to kind of reset here. You're going to see that double team quite a bit. That zone looks real tough for Mount Michael. We'll see if that starts to cause some problems inside.
Thought about the catch and shoot for Drake. Instead, it's Duncan with it. Skip pass here, jumper. That one off the mark for Palladino, and the rebound cleared by Oldhoff. It's Harrison Long taking it up. Long, 23 points a game, driving inside, and a foul is going to be called on Malal Kong. 6:21 to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, and that's something to keep an eye on. Kong tends to get in some foul trouble sometime, Joey. One personal foul early on, something to watch here.
And on the flip side, Long, a player that gets a lot of opportunities at the charity stripe. He's an aggressive player, as you see him knock down the first. Long knocks them both down. 3-2 here. Cougars with the early lead. Jackson Drake over to Colby Duncan. Trying to speed up the offense there, but he'll slow it down. Kong goes right back to Duncan. He's going to take a 3. Off the mark. Hit the wire. That'll be Knights basketball. And a quick substitution here as Alex Gonzalez checks in for the Cougars as Palladino comes out. with that quick ball movement for the Cougars with that zone defense, might be able to get a lot of three-point opportunities, just a matter of whether they can handle it as they force the turnover. Fast break opportunity. Gonzalez right after checking in gets the layup. Great feed there from Kobe Duncan. Kume Duop across half court. He's guarded by Duncan. Gets the screen from Old Hope.
Good pickup off the screen by Weiss there.
But down low, Old Hope gets that one to fall off the glass. It's a good recovery, but a great feed down low. The lob pass working wonders. Jackson Drake kicks it to Gonzalez. Gets his defender on the pump fake. They're going to swing it over. Duncan over to Drake. Trying to drive inside. Duncan straight away, three off the mark. Kong the rebound. Second chance opportunity, left short. Fight for the board. It'll be going to the Knights. Layup good there for number 24, the freshman Lennox Haynes.
And that's something to keep an eye on too, Joey. Gross having a little trouble getting back off the rebounds, and the Knights taking advantage of it on the transition.
Under 5 to play in the opening quarter. Duncan lobs it up to Drake. He goes right back to Colby Duncan. Now in the corner, Kong, no hesitation. That one no good. Rebound here for Jackson Drake, driving inside. Last second feed to Kong. Some contact, no good. Rebound here for Brewster, and like you said, opportunity on the fast break and an and one coming up here for Will Brewster. He's going to go to the line, drawing the contact. Foul on Jackson Drake. 8-5 lead here for Knights, and the fast break working, paying off big time here for Mount Michael.
Yeah, a little bit of a taste of Gross's own medicine. They like to go quick too, and we're seeing that early on from Mount Michael.
Brewster converts the and one. And here's Jackson Drake over to Duncan. Duncan on the left wing. Over to Gonzalez. Down low to Weiss. Duncan driving in with the right. Last second feed to Weiss. They had the look, but he couldn't get the pass. Down on the ground. And a jump ball is called here.
Jump ball to the Knights.
Possession will go to the Knights. And Duncan's feed to Weiss, that's the look they wanted. Would have been a wide open shot down low, just wasn't ready for the pass. Bit of a miscommunication there by teammates, and goes down as a turnover for the Cougars. So the Knights lead by 4. Kume Duop drives it across half court. He's guarded by Duncan. Gets the screen here from Skahan. Able to create room inside. Fantastic move there. 2 more here for the Knights. They lead by 6, and a timeout's going to be called by Coach O'Donnell and the Cougars.
Yeah, that's a good timeout there by Coach O'Donnell. Need to make some adjustments. As I keep saying, they're having trouble getting back on the defensive end in that when Mount Michael goes into that transition basketball.
And right now, that's been the story of the game. On the offensive side for the Cougars, haven't gotten as good of looks as they wanted, but still a handful of opportunities they just haven't been able to really take advantage of. But like you're saying, for the Knights, they have been working on the fast break, and that has been their primary source of offense. They've really taken advantage of the looks down low. They lead by 6, 3:56 to play in the first quarter coming out of the break.
Yeah, and I'm sure Coach O'Donnell is telling his team out there, figuring out ways to try to break this zone defense that is also causing problems, and then emphasizing get back on the defensive end, watch for that transition play.
Pachkowski in for the first time for the Cougars. Here's Charlie Palladino. Pass deflected, nearly stolen, but Jackson Drake's there to recover the play. Kong to Palladino. Defense really smothered him, tried to find Colby Duncan. Nearly turned over. This one's going to stick with the Cougars, but they really haven't found any passing lanes right now.
Yeah, you could see it right there. 4 men all over Palladino and nowhere to pass the basketball.
Get this one into Pachkowski. Swings it over to Palladino. Now it's Duncan on the wing. Kong in the corner. Just under 3.5 to play in the first quarter. Baseline drive from Alao Kong. Got one rejected by number 23, Jack Skahan. Fast break look here, Euro step, and that's good from Kume Duop, showing off his great finishing abilities. That's 2 nice layups now for the junior. 8-point lead here, the biggest of the game. Colby Duncan. He's on the wing. Skip pass here to Drake. Quick movement for the Cougars. It's what they're going to want to do if they want to find opportunities off the zone. 3-point, no good. But a great second chance opportunity. Offensive rebound and finish for Malal Kong.
Big second chance points there.
Duop over to Skahan. Now in the corner. Long knocks it down. I talked about the struggles he's had from the perimeter, but his first shot from beyond the arc is good, and it's a 9-point lead now for the Knights.
Yeah, and you cannot give Long that corner three open like that. He'll hit that all day long, Joey.
Duncan over to Drake. Skip pass to Palladino. Malal Kong in the corner. No offensive opportunities here for the Cougars. This zone defense has been fantastic. Miscommunication there, a tipped pass. It'll stay with the Cougars. It'll be a baseline pass as we see Alex Gonzalez and Ty Hellig check into the game.
Yeah, the freshman phenom Ty Hellig checking into the game. He had a great night against Ron Colley, and we'll see how he comes up here his first time checking into the game.
It's Gonzalez up top. Picks up his dribble and goes to Hellig. Gonzalez struggling to find anyone to get it to. Jackson Drake a skip pass to Hellig. Gonzalez thought about the three, instead he kicks to Kong. Three-pointer here, that one's good from Ty Hellig. He has been fantastic from the perimeter all year long. That's what he specializes in, and taking advantage of the first shot he gets. But a three-point opportunity here. That one left short on the rebound for Gonzalez. It was Skahan trying to respond. And a travel here called on Jackson Drake. That'll be a Cougar turnover. And Trayton Marshall checks into the game for the Knights. As well as Chop Palyor. Long's gonna work it across. 1:20 to play in the first quarter. And the Knights with a 6-point lead, working with his left. Last second feed down low. Skahan's layup, no good. A rebound here for Gonzalez. Excuse me, I was Patchkowski clearing the board. Kong goes to Drake. Hellig thought about taking another one. In the corner, Kong with the three. No good. Offensive rebound for Drake. Tried to save it, this one off the backboard and in the hands of Duop. And a foul's going to be called on Ty Hellig.
And if I'm Coach O'Donnell, I'm going to start setting some screens down there on the offensive end. Haven't really seen that, but that's a big way to get around this zone, and just have not seen that from the Cougars so far in this one. But plenty of opportunities to set some screens, try to get yourself an open shot.
No doubt about it. Checking into the game for the first time is Jaden Bowen for the Cougars. Three-point look here, no good. Rebound cleared by number 40, Marshall. Long in the corner, this one out of bounds, and it will stay with the Knights. 37 seconds left in the opening quarter. Long's gonna be throwing it in on the baseline. Gets this into Duop. Now under 30 to play. Duop guarded by Gonzalez. Marshall gets the screen, taking the right side, and an offensive foul is going to be called. That's a push-off on the junior, Trayton Marshall.
Trayton Marshall, his first team foul, Cougar basketball.
The Cougars with 22.7 seconds to work with. They trail by 6. Jackson Drake over to Gonzalez. They get this one across half court. Now 15 on the clock, and that'll be a turnover. The pass a little too low for Hellig. He bobbles that one. O'Donnell unhappy with what his team's shown so far. We're going to see Gonzalez check out of the game as Palladino comes back in. So now 14 seconds here for the Knights. Opportunity to extend their lead going in to the second quarter. Inbound here to Harrison Long. 8 seconds left. A little added pressure going. He's going to drive with the right. Contact on the layup, no good. Rebound by Drake. 2 seconds. Steal. Last second look shot, not off in time. Nearly a buzzer beater look, but they couldn't get it to go. So after one quarter, fast-paced game, 16-10 lead for the Knights. And Austin, what'd you see in that first quarter?
Well, something we've been talking, not a lot of passing lanes. We keep mentioning that and the fact that they can't get back on the defensive end, but Coach O'Donnell, I'm sure he's making those necessary adjustments right down. They'll start to break down that zone. Only down by 6 going into the second quarter. Got to be happy with that.
Absolutely, 6, very doable for them. Like you said, I think they got to work on how to get past that zone defense, and we'll see what they do shortly. We'll be back in just a second for the beginning of the second quarter.
And we are back here at Gross Catholic High School as we begin the second quarter. The Cougars find themselves down to the Mount Michael Knights, 16-10. And Joey, what adjustments does Coach O'Donnell, do you think he was telling his team coming into this quarter?
Well, the biggest thing, I'm guessing he had an offensive strategy, whether it's swinging the ball more, getting that off-ball movement. You talked about the screens to maybe create offensive opportunities.
So now it's Hellig going from the top of the key, facing some tight defense. This is Bowen. Now Bowen. Now to Patchkowski. Patchkowski. Hellig puts up a 3. He's got 1. That's 2 now in the game. They need him to have a big game from 3.
And a hand right in his face, but with shooters like that, absolutely no hesitation, unfazed by the defender.
So now Patchkowski, he's on Haynes. Passes this one off to Oldehoff. Now Long. This is Haynes. Haynes wants to drive baseline, and foul. Looks like they're going to call it on the floor.
Yeah, Hellig a little too aggressive on that drive. He's going to get called for that one every time.
And that's now 2 on Hellig, something to keep an eye on. So now the inbounds pass, it's Long on the pass. He gets it to Haynes. Now Tye. Tye wants to drive, passes it off to Oldehoff, and Oldehoff travels, they call. And you can see he shuffled that pivot foot.
Right, he got his defender on the pump fake, but just wasn't sure what he was doing, goes for the travel. Would have been a huge opportunity at the three-point play.
So this is Jackson Drake bringing it to half court. Passes this one now to Hellig. Now driving is Bowen, back to Hellig, another 3's up. And off the side of the rim, offensive rebound for the Cougars. And Jackson Drake, another offensive rebound. And over the back they call. So that's now 2 on Jackson Drake. So these fouls starting to add up for the Cougars.
Right, and on that last play, it's frustrating for the Cougars getting no points out of that situation, but you have to give them props. So far in this game, had a lot of offensive rebounds, a lot of opportunities for these second chance points.
So this is Long out to the left side, and now he's driving. He puts up the easy layup, and it is in. A little bit of fancy footwork there from Long. So this is Colby Duncan going quick. This is Mammer, and airballed, now rebounded by the Knights, going the other way. Long passes this one off to Haynes, back to Long. Long puts up the 3. That's his second of the game, and it's 21-13 with just over 6 minutes to go in this half.
And even when he's struggled throughout the season, he's never hesitated to take the 3. Right there, a deep triple, absolutely knocking it down, getting him up 8.
And they get Lennox Haynes on the reach-in foul. That's his first personal, second team foul on the Knights. And it looks like Kong is going to check back in for Gross. He'll come in for Jaden Bowen. So now Colby Duncan brings it across half court, passes it to Mammer. Now Kong fumbles with the basketball, able to recover. Now Duncan. Now this is Palladino. And off the side of the rim, fight for the rebound. Knights come up with it. Good D though by Kong, causing some trouble. Long will bring it across half court. Long, he wants to drive, passes this one out. Now that's Paljor and going the other way.
And that one stepped out of bounds on the baseline. Frustrating finish to a great play from the Knights. Quick ball movement, able to create the drive. You saw he made the layup at the end, but obviously a turnover there for Mount Michael.
So now Kobe Duncan. Little behind the back dribble, crossover, now passes it to Mammer to the right side, just in the corner. And a fight for the basketball. Knights come up with it. Nice play by Duop. And the ball is tipped, and Kobe Duncan with the long pass to Palladino. Can't hit the layup though. So now this is Haynes. Haynes driving, passes this one out to Duop. And that one is good. Corner three, 24-13. Knights lead, 4:50 to go.
And a sequence like that for a team is just heartbreaking. You get a great look, can't convert. And you see right now the momentum constantly shifting right there. The block from Duop the last few minutes. Really rough for the Cougars. So right now the Cougars just seem out of sync. They lost their rhythm. They've got to be able to locate it in the next few minutes.
So Kobe Duncan with the inbounds pass. Now back to Duncan driving in the paint, puts up the layup. He is fouled. It looks like they'll get Haynes with his second personal.
24, Lennox Haynes, his second, team's third.
So now 3 team fouls on the Knights.
The Cougars not really seeing much action at the free throw line tonight. Probably refreshing for them to see them get to the stripe, able to get some easy points. And we've talked throughout the season about what O'Donnell expects from his team at the free throw line. He put preseason expectations that they will shoot 80% from the free throw line. And besides a few games where they've struggled, they have been one of the more efficient teams in Class B.
Kobe Duncan with the second, and that one gets the lucky bounce. It's in, so Duncan makes both of them. And now Weiss will check in. He comes in for Pachkowski. So some full court press now we're seeing from Gross. And it is the Knights able to get around it. This is Duop going around the screen. Oldehoff passes this one off to Paljor. Now Long facing the double team. Puts up the three. He's hit 2 of them. That one's off the back of the iron and rebounded by Duncan. Now Duncan going quick the other way. And little Euro step and blocking foul. And they will get Paljor on that.
Number 20.
Bit of a surprising call there. I didn't think it was an offensive foul. I really thought that was a no call because it did look like he was set there.
So Duncan will be shooting 2 more here. Hits the first one. So 24-16, Knights lead, 4:11 to go in the first half.
And over these last few minutes, it seems like the Cougars have been able to get a lot more driving looks inside. Early on, that zone defense was suffocating. There were really no inside opportunities besides a few bounce passes into Weiss.
So full court press from the Cougars. Now they're going for the trap against Long. Long's able to get the pass off. Duop almost stepped out of bounds, able to keep it in. Now he going by the elbow, and a nice steal there from Duncan. Going quick once again, and he is fouled. That time by Duop. This will be his first.
In that first quarter, really didn't seem any fouls at all. I believe only 1 foul for the Knights in that first quarter. They're starting to pile up right now, a 5 for the half.
So the Knights will take a timeout. We'll stay right here, and Joey, we've seen some of those adjustments we were talking about before the second quarter started.
Right, and right out of the game, the second quarter, it seemed like things were getting a little worse for the Cougars. We saw the lead extended to 11 points. There were a lot of steals forced, turnovers forced by the Knights, able to get points the other end. I don't know when it switched, but it seems like things have turned a little bit for the Cougars. They've been able to adapt to that zone defense, create some opportunities inside. They've cut it to 7. and it seems like they put a little more pressure on their defensive side. We'll see if they can continue to work off of that, or if the Knights can start to get back into their offensive rhythm.
Well, and it almost seems like the Cougars started to kind of run their offense a little faster. They've been able to get those steals, those rebounds, and immediately you see Colby Duncan kind of leading the way, going quick across half court, and that's how you get across that zone. Don't let them set the zone up.
Exactly, and that's the game they're accustomed to. That's been their identity all season. They are a fast-paced team that often sees a lot of buckets on the fast break. So in the second quarter right now, very nice to see them get those opportunities again.
So the two teams return to the floor. It'll be Colby Duncan inbound into the basketball. He passes this one off to Gonzalez. That's to Drake, back to Gonzalez now at the top of the key. Now passes it down low, looking for Weiss, stolen there. It's Oldehoff who comes up with it. So this is Duop now, bringing it across half court, back to Oldehoff. Now Long, back to Duop, now inside pass, beautiful pass there from Duop, 26-17, Knights lead, 3.5 to go in the first half.
Yeah, really just great ball movement, finding him on the cut. Easy opportunity there for the Knights.
So this is Gonzalez trying to reset this offense. Cougars down by 9. It's Gonzalez, Kong. That's Duncan, now down low to Weiss, long pass there. And this is Gonzalez back down to Weiss in the paint. Blocked shot by the Knights. Duncan went for the steal, Duop still holds on to it. Brewster passes that one to Oldehoff, and it's an 11-point Knight lead, 2:53 to go in the first half.
And Oldehoff really had a slow start to the game, didn't hear his name much, but the past few minutes really starting to get that offensive production in.
So now Colby Duncan with the little crossover dribble, passes it off to Gonzalez. Back to Duncan here. Weiss. Duncan to Gonzalez. Gonzalez finds Drake. Drake takes the three off the front of the iron. Fight for the rebound. And the Knights come up with it. Duop once again bringing it across half court. And Duncan going for another steal, almost has it. And wild basketball there, but Knights able to recover it, bring it across half court. Duop goes around the nice screen set by Oldehoff. Now down low, pass to Oldehoff once again. And all of a sudden, Oldehoff having his way down in the paint. And it will be a gross timeout there. Their second taken in this game.
Yeah, and when I saw Ryan Weiss check into the game a few minutes ago, I really thought the matchup with him and Oldehoff would be close. I thought he would limit the inside opportunities, but we've seen the opposite. Oldehoff not only with 6 quick points, but 6 easy points. There's really hasn't been a whole lot of close defense. That last play was the highest contested shot he's had inside, and still an easy look for him. So they got to find a way to shut down the inside opportunities.
Yeah, and right now the Knights shooting pretty well. We haven't seen as much of that zone here in the second quarter, and the ball movement's improved for the Cougars, but defensively, the Knights causing a lot of problems, real active hands, even without that zone defense we saw in the first quarter.
Right, in all game, the Cougars just haven't been able to get comfortable. We saw a slight span where they started playing their game. They felt like this was a little more normal basketball, but then the Knights shifted their defensive approach. They started to force turnovers, started to knock some balls loose. And again, the Cougars, I think, just a little shaken up. They're off their game. They don't really know how to adapt and respond in this situation.
So both teams now coming out of the timeout. 2:04 to go. Knights lead 30-17 here in the second quarter. It'll be Colby Duncan inbounding the ball. It'll be Jackson Drake bringing it across half court. Now passes it back to Duncan. Being guarded by Long, passes it to Kong. Kong back to Duncan. Now that's Drake facing the double team, giving Duncan some space. Tried to pass down low, and once again, those active hands cause another turnover. Knights now with it, Duop. Nice defense there from Weiss, down low to Oldehoff. And huge steal there for Kong. Kong with the easy layup puts it in. 30-19, Knights lead.
That's a big sequence right there, able to get a hand on it, and it was history on the fast break. Kong's not going to miss an opportunity like that.
So this is Long off the side of the iron, rebounded by the Cougars. Jackson Drake brings it across half court, passes this one off to Pachkowski, back to Drake. Kong to Pachkowski, mid-range shot in the paint, and rebounded there from Long. Long now going quick. Brewster. Nice driving play there. That's from Paljor. Fight for the rebound. Oldehoff comes up with it. He is a force in the paint, and he'll be traveled, they'll say. Gross got lucky on that one.
Absolutely. Oldehoff really going to work down low. Had the opportunity, got the bucket over Weiss. But another travel for him. That's his second of the game.
So Kobe Duncan now. 47 seconds on the game clock. And that is a kick ball. They'll throw it in from the left side.
And the second that ball gets across half court, there are no easy passes for the Cougars.
So now Duncan passes it to Drake. Long pass, that's to Pachkowski. Duncan puts up the three, and he hits it. Very encouraging for Colby Duncan. 30-22, the Knights lead. 27 seconds to go. This is Dewop. Nice little ankle breaker kind of dribble there. Shots up from Paljor off the side, rebounded by Colby Duncan. Coach O'Donnell calls out the play. 11 seconds. You'd expect him to hold this one for the last shot. Jackson Drake wants to drive, passes it. Pachkowski, corner three, off the side. Weiss puts up the tip in, and that will do it. Long shot from Long, it's no good. So that will take us to halftime. The Knights lead 30-22 over the Cougars. Joey, what do the Cougars need to do? Only down by 8. What's some adjustments you want to see them make in the second half?
Well, I mean, for the most part, throughout this first half, I saw one team play in their game. They knew their identity. Another team seemed to not know what their game was. The Cougars just seemed shaken up throughout the majority of this game, but they only got outscored by 2 in this second quarter. It didn't feel that way, but a few big three-pointers helped cut the deficit. So still anybody's game. If the Cougars come out confident, if Coach O'Donnell can change up the game plan, they still can march their way right back into this game, but definitely need to make some adjustments, have to find a way to get past that Knights defense, because no matter what they throw at them, the Cougars just really struggling to create opportunities.
So that will do it for the first half, but make sure and come on back on this great basketball action between the Mount Michael Knights and the Gross Catholic Cougars. We'll take a quick break.
three-point opportunity for Duop, no good. Rebound, that one is out of bounds off the hands of Jackson Drake. Inbound coming for the Knights.
Yeah, they got lucky there. The Cougars. Duop was wide open on that three. No one near him.
And speaking of three-pointers, it's Long taking it, but off the mark. Started off 2 for 2, now 2 for 5 from beyond the arc. Duncan on the wing, facing that zone defense. Down low, this one tipped away and stolen. Brewster gets it over to Duop. Skip pass barely brought in by Haynes. Now top of the key, three-pointer here from Old Hoft. He had a great finish to the first half, but his first shot of the third quarter is off the mark. Duncan lobs it up to Drake, and he goes right back to Duncan. Bounce pass in the corner. Kong takes the three, no good. Rebound here from Weiss. And a foul is going to be called on the ground. This will be on the Cougars. Or excuse me, that'll be on the Knights. That one's on Oldehoft. His first foul of the game. So Duncan inbounding under the basket. Weiss down low. This one rejected, and the rebound from Oldehoft.
And Oldehoft has just had his way in the paint on both sides of the basketball in this
Fast
one.
break three, left short, and the rebound here for Palladino. That was Lennox Haynes taking the triple. Duncan bounces it over to Palladino. Weiss zips it over to Duncan. His mid-range jumper, no good, and the rebound cleared by Haynes. He's going to try and work the fast break. Crossover inside, last second kick out. Three-pointer here from Long, no good. Now 2 for 6, and a foul is going to be called on the Knights. On the rebound, it looks like that is Oldehoft again. His second foul, and a quick timeout called here by the Knights. 6:22 to play in the third quarter. Nobody getting on the board yet in the second half.
Yeah, and Coach Spooner, he took a quick 30-second timeout there. Not happy with how he saw the Knights come out in that after that first half. But right now, a little bit of sloppy play in this third quarter, Joey, but this gives plenty of opportunities for the Cougars trying to get back into this one. But a little lackadaisical on the defensive end is what I've been noticing, especially here to start this third quarter.
Absolutely. It seems like both teams getting some opportunities right now. The Knights getting plenty, just haven't been able to convert. The Cougars still struggling to flip that switch and get past that zone. We've seen them start to create opportunities down low, but still nothing to show for it. Ty Hellig into the game, as well as Patchkowski. So it's Colby Duncan taking it across. He's on the wing. Bounce pass over to Hellig. Duncan in the corner to Drake. Skip pass here to Hellig. This one blocked. And the rebound here for Haynes. Big defensive stop there from Kume Duop. Haynes guarded by Drake. Gets the screen. Now back up top to Brewster. Over to Duop. He thought about the three. Oldehoft over to Long. Long driving inside, defenders all over him. Kong nearly getting the steal. However, that one out of bounds, and an inbound coming for the Knights. Long play there, but no good looks for the Knights. The defense really strong from the Cougars on this past possession.
Yeah, really strong defensive stand that time by the Cougars. Big opportunity here.
And Jackson Drake taking advantage of that. Missed a layup earlier on the fast break. He wasn't going to let it happen one more time. Haynes guarded by Duncan. Nearly lost it. Duncan playing close defense. Now Oldehoft. Long taking the three. That one out. Went from 2 for 2 to 2 for 7 on three-pointers. Jackson Drake in the corner. Now Kong straight away three. Can't fall. Pass down low. Brewster. This one rejected off the backboard by Kong. Get a second chance look. Long leaves it short. Duncan top of the key. Hellig back to Duncan. in the corner to Drake. And it seems like right now an opportunity to really shift the momentum. It's been a good start on the defensive end for the Cougars. Just looking for that offensive production. And Duncan couldn't get it going. That three's off the mark. Rebound here for Duop. Gets the screen from Oldehoff. Oldehoff down low, kick up to Brewster. His runner leaves that way short, an air ball from Will Brewster. Kong gets the board.
Yeah, and the student section letting them have it for that air ball.
Just about halfway through this third quarter, only 2 total points scored. Neither team getting the production as Gonzalez checks in for Duncan. Skahan, Paljor, and Marshall checking in for the Knights. O'Donnell talking to Kong right now, setting up the play, and he's going to inbound it to Gonzalez. Hearing the noise here from the Knights student section. Kong in the corner, right back to Gonzalez. He takes the three-pointer from the wing, and he's got it. Down to a three-point game, closest it's been since the first quarter.
Something we haven't seen a lot from Gonzalez this year, but that's a big three-pointer, putting them within 3, Joey.
Now we're seeing a defensive pressure. They tried to trap nearly a steal from Pachkowski. Fast-paced game. Ball's in the corner. Oldehoff gets it across. Defense playing close. Marshall back to Long. Wide open 3 for Marshall. He converts. Big response for the Knights. 33-27. About 3:15 to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, left him open in the corner once again. Not a good defensive possession for the Cougars that time around.
And that's the issue when you bring that additional pressure. Now Gonzalez dealing with pressure of his own. Pass across. Kong inside with the contact, no good, chases his own board, and he's going to draw the foul and go to the line for 2. Looks like he took a shot down low on the ground. A little bit of pain there for Kong. He'll be sent to the line. He's had some struggles at the free throw line this year. But in a 6-point game, they need all the opportunities they can get at the charity stripe. Foul called there on Jack Skahan. That is his first of the game.
And this is a point of emphasis for Coach O'Donnell, hitting free throws.
And Kong able to knock down the first as we see A.J. Atai check in for Skahan. Less than 3 to go in this third quarter. 2 for 2 at the line for Kong. Down to a 4-point deficit for the Cougars. Marshall with the ball, working it across half court. Trying to work with his left, no lane present. Gets it over to Oldehoff. Now up top for Long. Long's gonna try and take the 3, no good. Rebound taken by Atai. Pass in the corner, tipped out of bounds from Kong. And Long, an incredibly talented offensive player, but he's forced a lot of threes in this game. Early on, took a few threes that were good shots, but right now just trying to force a look, and there's been nothing there for him. But down low, it's Oldehoff getting the post work and a big bucket for the Knights.
Yeah, and Oldehoff starting to have his way with this Cougar team. We've seen that from him all night long. He is dangerous down in the paint.
Helig, the skip pass to Gonzalez. Quick movement here. Right back to Gonzalez. 2 minutes to play in this third quarter. Pachkowski gets it over to the sharpshooter Helig. Was trying to get it to Kong. This pass tipped and stolen by Atai. Able to keep it in bounds, but this one right in the hands of Helig. 5-on-4 opportunity here. Gonzalez gonna take the deep 3. Left it short, rebound for Pachkowski, but the pass right in the hands of Marshall. Sloppy play from both teams.
Got to get back defensively.
Marshall slows it down, now in the hands of Long. He's guarded by Drake. Trying to drive inside, forcing a look, and took 1 too many steps. That's a travel for Long. averaging 23 points a game, but since that first quarter, really hasn't seen much offensive production. And after that turnover, he's going to check out. So a 6-point game, 1:25 left in the third quarter. Gonzalez is guarded by Duop. Looking to work it inside, a reaching foul on the Knights. That one on number 40, Trayton Marshall, his second of the game. Inbound under the basket for Gonzalez. Drake trying to drive his way inside. Guarded by Atai, feet inside, trying the crafty finish, but Gonzalez couldn't get it to fall. Oldehoff cleared the rebound, and now they're working it their own way. Thought about the baseline drive, pulls it back. Now gonna slow down the offense. Duop looking to set up a play here. He's guarded by Drake. Pass nearly tipped by Kong. Tricky shot and the foul, John. Chop Paljor going to the line for two.
That's two now on Kong.
Just the first team foul in this half for the Cougars. Poljar gets the first to rattle in. And now checking in for the first time is Nick Halpin. And we see Oldehoff come out for the Knights.
Halpin, we saw him score a couple touchdowns this season for the Knights.
Right, had a really good year. Seen a lot of these football players in the game for both teams. So 2 for 2 at the line for Poljar. 8-point lead for the Knights. 45 seconds remain in the third quarter. Duncan's guarded by Marshall. Picks up his dribble. Drake trying to go down low. Weiss hasn't had a whole lot of post success, and it doesn't start now. No good. And here's Duop over to Marshall. Kick out wide open three here. No good. Rebound for Helig. Ty Helig leads the offense on this possession. 15 seconds remain. Likely going to look for the final shot. Drive inside for Drake. Can't get the layup to fall. Rebound here for Poljar. 5 seconds left. Shifty move. Last second feed. Great play there from the Knights. They get the last second bucket. Shot at the buzzer. Left short. And it is a 10-point lead for the Knights. 39-29 as we get ready to enter the fourth quarter. And we saw the Cougars really chip this deficit down, had it down to a 3-point game, but a big finish to the half from the Knights.
We saw some encouraging signs on the defensive end for the Cougars in that third period to start it out, but it started to go downhill a little bit. Great ball movement we've seen from the Knights, finding the open shot, and that's been the difference in this game, Joey.
Dealing with a double-digit deficit, we're going to need to see a quick burst of offense for the Cougars in this fourth quarter. We hope you stay with us. We'll be back in just a minute for the start of the final quarter.
And we are back here at Gross Catholic High for the fourth quarter between the Mount Michael Knights and the Gross Catholic Cougars. And Joey, low scoring for both those teams in the third quarter. The Knights, they scored 9 points, 7 for Gross, and Knights sit here with a 10-point lead. What do the Cougars need to do?
I mean, I've been saying it all game, but they got to find their rhythm on offense. And going into the fourth quarter, that's not something you want to hear about the team. They got to make some quick adjustments and get some offensive consistency right now.
So this is Weiss. Now Helig, he wants to drive, puts up the layup. He'll be going to the line to shoot two. Foul called on Trayton Marshall. It'll be his third personal.
And Helig, the freshman with a pair of triples earlier in the game. He's been one of the top scorers for the Cougars tonight.
So that's now 5 team fouls on the Knights. Helig Misses the first free throw. And it will be Palladino who checks back into the game for the Cougars. Second free throw's up. It is off the back of the iron, and Knights get the rebound. So this is Duop. Duop facing some tough defense there from the Cougars. Ball being passed around. There's that ball movement. Marshall passes it off to Duop. Duop. That's to Atai. And nice steal there from the Cougars. Hellig going up for it and can't hit the layup. And Drake can't hit the layup, but he is fouled. He'll be going to the line for two.
And obviously, as we said, not a whole lot of looks for the Cougars tonight, but they've had a lot of opportunities inside that they haven't been able to convert on. So right now, you're happy to get 2 shots at the line, but down 10, looking for some momentum at home, you really wanted that 3-point play.
And something I've noticed, they've had missed opportunities at the free throw line and then on layups as well, as Jackson Drake hits that first free throw. And we know lots of missed layups.
Absolutely. We know for Coach O'Donnell that has to be something incredibly frustrating. He's made a lot of emphasis on the free throw game, and obviously a coach as fundamentally valued as he is, he expects those layups to fall just about every time, and they just have not tonight.
So it's now a 39-30 Mount Michael lead, 7:17 to go as the second free throw is off. Oldehoff gets the rebound. This is Duop. Duop going quick. Now we'll slow things down. And Oldehoff, rare opportunity for him on the perimeter. Hands this ball off to Haynes. Haynes trying to go around that screen, being guarded by Kong. Brewster now to Long. Long facing that double team. Oldehoff. And reaching foul called on Kong, and that's his third personal. Second team foul on the Cougars.
And in a game like this, you're really looking for that one guy to rely on for that production, and Kong's usually been that guy. Hasn't had quite the success he usually is able to string together.
So this is Duop once again being guarded by Palladino. Passes this one off to Oldehoff at the top of the key. Corner three taken from Haynes. It is good, 42-30. Mount Michael leads, 6:40 to go in the game.
And Marshall with, 24 with just way too much space. Lennox Hayes easily able to knock down that triple.
Number 24. Lennox Hayes is third. Team 7. Cougars in the bonus.
So Cougars now in the bonus. So it'll be a 1-and-1 for Hellig. And Haynes now with 3 personal fouls, 7 team fouls on the Knights. And the free throw is off. And then an over the back called on Kong. And that's 4 personals on Kong.
In a game like this, can't have him checking out right now, but with 4 fouls, we see Jaden Bowen come in for him.
So this is Duop bringing it across half court, facing the trap. And Brewster open for 3, decided to pass. And now Colby Duncan, the 2 quarterbacks going at it. And Palladino went up for the layup, but he is fouled. And he'll be going to the line.
And Colby Duncan, again, able to orchestrate something. We've seen the defensive pressure he's brought all game has been fantastic. On-ball pressure and able to deflect some passes right there. Gets the steal, gets the pass, and creates an opportunity for Palladino at the line.
So Palladino hits the first free throw. So 42-31, Mount Michael leads, 6:20 to go in the game. Second free throw's up, and it is good. Gets the friendly bounce, and it's a 10-point Mount Michael lead. This is Duop bringing it across half court. Good defense there from Palladino and Duncan. Oldehoff blocked there by Bowen. Gets his own rebound, goes back up, and he is fouled, and he'll be going to the line for 2.
And that's what you want from a big guy, to stick with it, go for those additional looks. The defense smothering him, getting the quick block, then the missed look, but he knows his abilities down low. He's going to keep going up with that, able to draw the foul.
So it was Palladino, his first personal. First free throw's up from Oldehoff. It is good. So that increases the Mount Michael lead to 11. 6:07 to go in the game, and the Knights lead by 11.
And we talked about the first matchup between these two teams earlier in the year. It was a tie game going into the fourth, and the fourth quarter is when we saw the Cougars really take over the game and pull away. And so far in the first 2 minutes of this fourth quarter, they have done no such thing. It's been the Knights playing the better basketball.
So 44-32, 6 minutes to go now. This is Hellig, passes it back to Duncan. Now to Jackson Drake, facing the trap, and stolen by Haynes. Haynes going the other way. Little pass there to Long in the paint, and in and out. Fight for the rebound. Duop gets it. He can't hit it. Now another fight, and Drake comes down with it. Passes it there to Colby Duncan. Long pass to Hellig. Hellig puts up the three, and it is off the side of the iron. Haynes gets the rebound. Now Haynes behind the back dribble, brings it across half court. Being defended there by Duncan. Screen set by Oldehoff. Brewster, nice pass inside to Oldehoff, and it is 46-32 with 5:15 to go. Mount Michael starting to have a commanding lead in this one.
Yeah, and the Cougars been prioritizing that ball pressure, which is great, but they put so much pressure on the guards, they're forgetting about the big man down low, and he's been feasting in this game.
Hellig with the long three off the back iron, rebounded by Long, and this is Brewster, wide open layup, and excuse me, Hellig came out of there. He came in quick, gets called with the foul, but probably a good foul in that instance.
Absolutely, don't want to give him that easy fast break. And you talked about early in this game, especially the first quarter, one of the biggest things the Knights had going for them was their fast break. They kept pushing it and getting opportunities. Second and third quarter, we really didn't see that as much, but the past few minutes have been fast-paced for the Knights. They've been able to get these opportunities once again.
So Brewster misses his first free throw. That is now 3 fouls on Hellig, so Hellig has 3, Kong has 4. And the second free throw is good, and that increases the lead to 15 for the Knights. 4:53 to go in the game. Kong back to Duncan. Long pass, Gonzalez. Passes this one. This is Palladino, corner 3. Nice offensive rebound there by Gonzalez. Puts it back up off the glass. Rebounded by the Knights. Haynes, he'll slow things down here. Looking for the screen from Oldehoff. He gets it. Goes around the screen. Long pass. Shot is up from Long. And rebounded by Oldehoff once again. And this is Kong going the other way. Little bounce pass there inside to Bowen. Patchkowski. And Patchkowski hits it, and that'll be a timeout taken by the Cougars. That'll leave them with 3 left in the game.
And in this game, you see the look down low for Patchkowski, and that just seemed like such a rarity. An easy jump shot down low. Something they haven't really seen at all tonight. The defense in the interior has just been swarming the Cougars.
So 47-34, Knights lead, 4:12 to go in the game. And Joey, not a lot of time left for the Cougars, but enough time to come back into this one. What do you think O'Donnell's telling his team?
I think right now he's stirring up some hope in them, because I think you've been down the whole game. You've had a few almost comebacks. You've lost the lead again. I could see the players being down right now in their spirits. He's got to be cheering them up, showing them, hey, it's easy to get back into this game. We have what it takes, and we'll see if the team believes right now.
So inbounds for the Knights. And it'll be the Cougars. They're still in that full court press. Going for the trap, and they get, looks like they got Gonzalez with the foul.
So the next foul gonna send the Knights to the line for a 1-and-1.
Now the inbounds pass. Palladino able to knock it away. Gonzalez going for the layup. It is just off. Another missed layup for the Cougars. And that's been the name of the game for them tonight. Duncan gets the steal, and the nice no-look pass to Kong, and it's in. 47-36, Knights lead, 3:49 to go in the game.
I know it hasn't been a night to remember for the Cougars, but Colby Duncan on the defensive end and the fast break passes has been fantastic.
So this is Haynes. Haynes gonna keep it slow here, being defended by Kong at the top of the key, behind the back dribble. Haynes now driving, fakes, throws this one out to Brewster, now to Oldehoff. This is Long, puts up another forced 3 from Long, rebounded by Kong. And Palladino now going the other way. Long pass to Duncan. And Duncan was looking for Pachkowski inside. And turnover for the Cougars. Duop calling for the screen now. Passes it to Brewster. Now Long puts up another three off the front of the rim. Gonzalez going quick. Drives. Puts up the layup. And it is in. And it is now a 9-point game. 2:49 to go. Long pass, Oldehoff puts it off the back of the glass. Rebounded there by Duncan. Palladino back to Duncan. Duncan pass inside to Kong. Kong puts it up and one. 47-40 Knights lead, but Kong will be going to the line for the three-point play.
And that's the play they needed. Put a little bit of life into this gym. Opportunity to make it a 6-point game if he converts the and one.
That's now 3 personal fouls on Oldehoff, so him and Haynes both with 3. Duop has a 2.
And I think all these players happy to get some rest right now, waiting on the free throw. Been a fast-paced last few minutes.
So Kong puts up the free throw. It is good, so it is a 3-point play, and we have a 6-point game, 47-41. Knights lead, 2:37 to go in the game. Brewster able to keep it alive. Almost another turnover for the Knights. O'Donnell calling for hands out. Kong almost gets the steal, and he does. It went off a Duop out of bounds. Another turnover for Mount Michael.
It seems like every close game this year, there have been a few plays from Malal Kong that have just brought life into this room. And we saw the and one a minute ago, now getting a steal. Big opportunity for this Cougar offense.
So Colby Duncan passes it back there to Palladino, back to Duncan, back and forth. Long pass, but intercepted there by Duop. Duop loses his dribble, able to keep it alive. Pass to Brewster, double team there. And timeout called by Coach Spooner. Sense trouble there, probably a good timeout. That'll leave 3 timeouts for the Knights.
Absolutely, and you know, it seems like in a fourth quarter of a close game, this is when you see the energy start to die down, teams get fatigued. This is the most energy I've seen from the Cougars all game. Their defense, the ball pressure has been fantastic, forcing turnovers, and then the fast break offensive looks have been great. Obviously, the Colby Duncan turnover on the last play, not what you wanted. You're looking for a bucket just about every opportunity you can get right now to cut this deficit, but still a great last few minutes for the Cougars.
So now, both teams with 2 timeouts, minute 53 remaining, and the Knights lead by 6. Joey Gross has been doing a good job this last 2-3 minutes trying to will their way back into this game.
They really have. They haven't been able to get great looks. They've been forcing looks, and I don't mean taking bad shots. I mean creating a lane, whatever it takes. They have created opportunities for this offense in ways they have not been able to do in the first 3 quarters. We'll see what Coach O'Donnell has for him if he can continue to build off of this quick run. We've seen a few runs for him throughout this game, but it's responded with a nice run of their own. We'll see if the Cougars can stand strong late in this game and continue to cut into this deficit.
So both teams now coming out of the timeout. It will be an inbounds for the Knights on their end of the floor. Brewster on the inbounds pass. Minute 53, here we go, 6-point game. Brewster. And timeout called by Coach Spooner once again. That was close.
Absolutely. Looking like it might have been the 5-second. Barely gets that timeout off in time. Suffocating defense on the inbounds from the Cougars. And going into these next few possessions, the matchup I'm really looking at is Malal Kong on Kume Duop on the defensive end, because Kong has been the life for the Cougars right now. He's helped build momentum, but he has 4 fouls. If he gets that 5th foul on a great guy like Duop who can drive it inside, that can absolutely take the air out of this gym.
So Knights with 1 timeout. Cougars have 2 remaining in this game. 9 team fouls for the Knights, 6 for the Cougars. So they're going to try this once again. It's Brewster on the inbounds pass. And we'll see what Coach Spooner has drawn up here. Pass there to Duwop, facing the trap, and he throws it off of Duncan, out of bounds. Good basketball IQ there.
Absolutely, and right there in the inbounds, obviously not a lot of options, but you got to find a way to avoid passing it into that corner. You know the trap will be coming once you do.
So now Brewster passes it to Oldehoff. Oldehoff, long pass there, that is to Paljor. Paljor facing the trap. Good defense by Kong and Duncan. Long pass to Duwop. Inside to Oldehoff, he puts it in. He is fouled and one.
A huge bucket there for Oldehoff. He's having a big night. And we've seen a lot of games when Long has offensive struggles. It's been guys like Oldehoff and Duwop stepping up. And right there again, we saw the heavy ball pressure up top. But at one point, it was a 3-and-1 opportunity down low, a 3v1. And obviously, they're able to convert. It's a 3-point play, now a 9-point game.
So now Patchkowski got the foul, his first personal. This is Gonzalez, passes it to Duncan. Duncan puts up the floater, it's good. Nice little floater there. And Cougars will call a 30-second timeout. So 50-43 Knights lead, minute 19 to go in the game. Both teams now with one timeout. And what do you think Coach O'Donnell's telling his team? Down by 7, still time to come back into this one.
Well, I think he's going to keep putting emphasis on that pressure they put on the ball. Obviously gave up an easy look down low on the last play, but when you're down 7 with a minute left, you don't have much options. You have to play aggressive defense, try and get those steals we've seen him get earlier in the game, and I'm guessing he's talking about that offense too. If they can force the turnover or get the stop, what are they going to do to create an easy look on the other side of the court? And only one timeout left for each team. Be interesting to see what kind of substitutions the Cougars make if they get a dead ball with the offense ready to go out. Do they throw a guy in like Helig who's able to hit the 3, or do they stick with the guys they know can play the strong defense?
I was just wondering the same thing. Helig, you would think you'd see him later in the game if they need some 3-point baskets. He's been clutch from the behind the arc all season long. So back to the action, minute 19. Mount Michael leads by 7. Duwop's going quick, brings it across half court, passes that one off to Paljor. And back to Duwop, long pass, and Patchkowski with the big turnover, but then he turns it over trying to throw it down court to Duncan.
And one of the biggest problems tonight for the Cougars, there have been a lot of plays, we talked about the missed layups, and plays like this where you get the big momentum switch opportunity, just can't convert.
So Oldehoff with it, facing some trouble on the trap, throws it right back to Duncan, and Duncan is fouled. He'll be going to the line for 2.
And Duncan might not have an amazing night on the scoring end, but he has been critical to this team with what he's done in forcing turnovers and then running the quick basket on the other end, leading the offense on the fast breaks.
So these are some big free throws here, and Duncan makes the first one. 50-44, Knights lead, minute 1 to go in the game. And this is a huge point of emphasis all season long for Coach Terry O'Donnell. And Duncan hits the second, 5-point game, 1 minute. And we got a good one on our hands. Long pass down court. This is Paljor, passes that one. Brewster back to Paljor. Patchkowski tripped up. Now the double team. Long has it. And it looks like the Knights are just trying to play keep away, but foul called there. Looks like they got Jackson Drake.
So it'll be a 1-and-1 coming here for Long. He's had struggles from the 3-pointer, but we've seen all year this guy has been excellent at the charity stripe.
So Long will be shooting 1-and-1. 3 personal fouls now on Jackson Drake. That's the 8th team foul on the Cougars. You can feel the intensity in the air in this building. 41 seconds to go. Second free throw. First one is good, so he'll be shooting another.
Long able to make up from his offensive struggles with critical free throws right here.
Second free throw's up. It is good. 52-45, Knights lead. Cougars got to get a basket and quick. Gonzalez goes for the long pass. Pachkowski, he was trying to go down low to Duncan. Miscommunication there. Duncan was weaving, and another turnover for the Cougars.
Yeah, right now is the moment you cannot be having those miscommunications. He thought Duncan was going to stop on the baseline cut, but Duncan cutting all the way down to the corner.
So Brewster on the inbounds to Duop. Kong going to defend Duop. Now they go for the trap. Long pass and timeout called by the Knights. That'll be their final timeout.
And 27 seconds left, a 7-point game. You got to imagine it'll be a quick trap, and if nothing works there, no option but to foul for the Cougars.
So Coach Spooner drawing up a play for the Knights. Coach O'Donnell doing the same thing. 27 seconds to go. 7-point game. Cougars can get back into this one, but they're running out of time. They got to make something happen.
Right, without a doubt. This next play, regardless of what happens, this possession for the Knights should last no longer than 5 seconds. That either means quick attempt at a trap, no luck and you foul, or a quick steal. If the Knights are able to take 5 to 10 seconds on this play, it seems like it's just about over for the Cougars.
So both teams make the necessary adjustments. No more timeouts for the Knights. One left for the Cougars. 27 seconds to go. Knights lead 52-45. So now the inbounds pass from Brewster. You have to throw it in. Long pass to Duop. And foul called on Duncan. His first personal, 9th team foul.
I will say it's amazing after all the steals he's picked up tonight to see that's only the first foul for Duncan.
So some big free throws here for the Knights. It'll be Duop. First free throw's up. It is off, rebounded by Kong. They got to go quick here. This is Jackson Drake. Long pass, Colby Duncan. Corner three. It is off the front of the iron. Offensive rebound, Pachkowski. Puts it back in. And quick timeout taken by the Cougars. That's their final timeout. No more timeouts on either side.
Yeah, they needed a bucket and they got it. But overall, after the free throw, 10 seconds coming off the clock when you're down 7. Can't really afford to give up that much time. So again, gonna go into the same drill as last time. You're gonna need a quick steal or a quick foul. Next foul will be into the double bonus. It'll be 2 shots instead of a 1-and-1 for the Knights.
So 5-point game, Joey. What would you like to see from the Cougars defensively on this offensive possession for the Knights?
I mean, frankly, there's not a whole lot of variety here. I think everyone knows it's going to be intense pressure on this inbounds. You got to think O'Donnell is telling them you're face guarding, you're doing whatever you can to prevent an easy pass getting it in. We've seen a few times earlier into this game, in this exact quarter, where they've needed to call a timeout because they couldn't get the ball in. Well, they have no timeouts left, so if you can prevent that easy pass, it might be a turnover coming for the Knights.
So both teams coming out of the timeout. It'll be Knights basketball, but they got to go the length of the floor. They lead by 5. 14 and a half seconds to go in this game. Cougars will be in the all-out full-court press on this. Brewster on the inbounds pass. Long pass, Kong gets a hold of it, and Pachkowski to Duncan. Duncan hits the corner three. Kong still running, 52-47. Long pass, and Duop is fouled, and they did it. It's actually 52-50.
And it looked like the guy at the scoreboard, he lifted up a 2. I think he might have thought that his foot was on the line. Needed clarification from the refs.
Well, referees were scratching their head on it and asking the scorekeeper, so
here's,
he gave him a 3-point play as of right now, so it's a 2-point game. 2 seconds on the clock. You got to remember, both teams, no timeouts.
here's where things get really interesting, because obviously if he hits both of these, it's just about over, only 2 seconds. But if he misses just one of them, it's not going to be a good look for the Cougars, but they'll have an opportunity to tie this.
And he misses the first free throw. So Duop misses it. And now if you're the Knights, do you intentionally miss this free throw? That's the question.
And that's the big question. And it's a situation where I don't think there's a right answer, because the 3 at least secures you won't lose in regulation if they make this free throw. He does try the miss.
Long pass, Kong puts up the 3. It is off, and that will do it.
Well, what was interesting here, that free throw hit the backboard before it hit the rim. Correct me if I'm wrong, maybe high school rules are different, but I believe that should be a violation.
Yeah, I'm
that
not
ball hit
sure.
the backboard before it hit the rim, and you saw a few guys kind of looking at the refs to say something. I'm surprised there was no call. That ball, without a doubt, hitting the backboard before the rim on that second free throw.
Yeah, that's a good, I'm not sure about the high school rules on that, but you're absolutely right, Joey, about that. Nevertheless, as it is, the Knights come out with a 52-50 narrow victory over the Gross Catholic Cougars. The Cougars will move to 7-9 on the year. The Knights now go to 11-6. Impressive record for the Knights. What was your reaction to that game and how the Cougars played in this one?
I mean, that was an interesting game start to finish. Really couldn't get a read on it, because for about 80% of that game, it was the Knights controlling it, but it was big flashes and runs for the Cougars that kept themselves alive. Harrison Long had a great start to the game, 2 for 2 from 3. I don't have my count perfect. It was either 2 for 11 or 2 for 12 he finished from 3. The Cougars did their job in limiting him, but it was other guys like Kyle Odeholf and Kume Duop that really helped lead the charge for the Knights. The Cougars nearly were able to capitalize at the end, but fell just short.
Yeah, so that will do it for us tonight. We want to thank everyone who tuned into the game all night long. There was some thrilling action. The Cougars just short of pulling off the victory, and they will move to 7-9 on the year. So for my colleague Joey Kirkle, our whole entire video crew, this is Austin Ulmer. We want to tell you all good night.